right, Season 3 of Premiere is upon us. And by Season 3, I mean Season 2, Episode 1, because Valve are memeing on the fact that they can't count to 3, which is cute. It's short, it's bittersweet, and it's cool. There's some really good stuff here. Yo, that is sick. First big thing, Overpass is back. Lovers of this admittedly S-tier Counter-Strike map rejoice, because you're home. Here's the thing, I'm psyched about Overpass being back. I've been waiting months for them to put a new map in at the expense of Inferno. I feel like we all have, because the map is utter and complete f***ing unplayable dog shit. Instead, they did this. Yeah, I don't really have words. Let's look at this objectively. Let's just not do the, oh, I like this map and you like that map and we're gonna disagree about what's good or bad. We all know that Valve makes decisions on which map goes or stays based on pick rate in Pro. And if you look at the last month, you can see that Anubis is the lowest that isn't Train, which was the most recently added map, which means it will not be the one to go, which is fine. Here's the thing. Here's Anubis, here's Inferno. That's the last month. Let's do a little experiment. Yep, see that? See that? And there it is. The reason Anubis is considered unplayable right now is because the CT economy is in the shitter, and it is a very T-sided map, which is great. Hot take, I think Pim said something similar on Twitter, but having like one generally T-sided map in the game is good. It's good for diversity. It is fun to play T-side and crush people sometimes. Was it overtuned? Yes, it was, because the CT economy was just absolute dog shit. Here's the though. One of the gameplay changes that Valve have made is to change the CT economy. CTs now receive a $50 team award for each terrorist eliminated in a round. What that means is that if you or a teammate get a frag against a T, then you and the teammate will get $50. So if all CTs wipe out all 5 Ts, they get an extra $250 each. Now this is potentially too strong. I saw a tweet from Hooksy basically saying that he thinks it might be a little bit too strong, that it also counts on 1 rounds. And the implication is that it might be a little too easy for the CTs if they win like 4, 5, 6 in a row to just bank up an insane amount of money, especially on a CT-sided map. But it's definitely a change we had to try. And I'm really glad that Valve put it in the game. Here's the thing. I'm not convinced that this is enough to make Inferno playable. I am convinced that it would have been enough to make Anubis playable, which is why I genuinely think it is a depressing thing that Valve took out Anubis instead of Inferno. I'm actually more than a little miffed about it. I'm kind of like wildly unenthused to go into this season knowing that Inferno is still in the pool and that one of my favorite maps in the game, like Nuke Anubis, are my top 2, is now out. Every game has one problem. With League, it's like power creep, right? With Dota, it's like the complexity of the game and how difficult it is to stay. With Counter-Strike, I swear to God, bro, it is the maps. It's just that the opinions the community has, how Valve are just like, whenever it comes to changing anything, they just like, it's whatever. Next up, incendiaries. I think a year or 2 ago, Valve nerfed the CT incendiaries, the mollies, into the ground to the point where like it basically wasn't worth throwing them anymore. They recently buffed them by putting them to $500. That still kind of didn't really help. This feels like a nice change. So the change basically is mollies now spread almost instantaneously, almost. Right? The edges bloom basically as soon as the molly is thrown. So if it lands in a spot and someone is in a corner, it is going to immediately start ticking them down. War Owl actually posted a really helpful comparison on Twitter where he slowed down the time and showed like just like millisecond by millisecond how quickly one actually spreads versus the other one. And yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic change. I think it's going to make playing CT a hell of a lot more interesting. It's going to make certain mollies like worth buying and throwing, which up until this point has not always been the case. Last but not least, the MP9. We have lived to see the day where Valve have nerfed the MP Nizzle. Kind of. Not really. You have to pull down a little more. That's basically what they've done. This is the new spray pattern. And as you can see, it's still an eminently controllable gun. My boy Wilson actually posted just a direct by like a helpful sort of like direct comparison. This is the old spray. That's the new spray. Oh no, whatever will we do? Whatever will us Counter-Strike players who've been pulling down on the AK for 20 years do? Here's the thing. Do I think this change actually matters? Not really. It does do one thing. It's gonna be a lot harder to get these like flusha grade peaks where you basically just like eviscerate some guy on top of silo with the MP9 because this thing is a death ray. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to actually just like snipe people from a distance anymore, but up close, this thing is still gonna be a monster. They didn't change the price, they didn't change the fire rate, the bonus, anything like that. So honestly, I think the MP9 is still just like S tier. Now there is one more very substantial change, and that is that they have introduced trade reversal as a way to protect items. This is actually such a big topic that I'm not even going to get into it because Devin is doing his whole entire own video on it. So if you want like a good, succinct, not the sky is falling summary of what is happening, check out his video where he's going to be synthesizing, summarizing all of the like reasoned, actual, factual takes. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I think genuinely great gameplay changes. Like, could they have done a little bit more to the MP9? Yes. Could they maybe have done a little bit less to this? Maybe. Remains to be seen. We don't know yet. And could they have done something different with the map pool? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like there's actually no question. But that's just the way CS2 goes, man. If Valve were not just constantly keeping us guessing as to the rhyme and reason of their decisions, it wouldn't be nearly as fun as it is. At least that's what I tell myself.
Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring the notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit us up on our X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.